lockdown, lots of families have welcomed pets into their lives, but animal charities are concerned that many are buying them on impulse.
You should get a dog.
I do want a dog.
You get a dog.
I do.
You should have a
but
dog.
not on impulse.
No.
Not on impulse. I'm not going to do it on
Thinking
impulse.
right. Very thoroughly.
Because really and truly, if I get a dog, it's going to have to be here
Absolutely,
the whole time.
that's what I mean. It'd be
No,
great.
but and then everyone's going to go...
Scrambly
Alison's
feet on the
dog's
floor and
there.
everything.
And what if it's a naughty...
It wouldn't be annoying.
No.
Lovely dog.
No.
We'll look after it.
We're joined now by Rebecca Peters and Rebecca Francis, our two Rebeccas. Yeah, they are blonde Rebecca and brown-haired Rebecca. Thanks for being able to distinguish between the two of them. From RSPCA Danaher Animal Home in Essex, they are in the same bubble, which is why they're so close to each other, and indeed, they're bunnies. Now, over the last year, the centre's been inundated by rabbits, which have been abandoned by their owners who can no longer care for them. Good morning, guys. So tell us, how has it been different to normal? Has it just been this huge influx of rabbits?
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, so we've had quite a few rabbits in our care recently. We actually went through quite a quiet stage when we were a bit like, where are all the bunnies at the moment? But all of a sudden they just came in, and we've got our hands full at the moment, and we're actually rehoming quite a few recently, which is really good.
Sorry, I was going to. Sorry, I know you. But how does it normally work? Would they just turn up to you anonymously in boxes, or how does it work?
Yeah, so we get quite a lot of people phone us up saying they can't obviously no longer care for their rabbits anymore. We have had quite a few abandoned that have been brought into us by inspectors, and quite a few of them have come in pregnant as well. So obviously that's, an extra number of rabbits that we have to look after and find homes for.
And I just don't understand it, because they're like the cutest things ever. Why are people abandoning these lovely... Why are they doing that, though? Why?
I think it's just because, obviously, with lockdown as well, they see rabbits as quite a nice starter animal for their children, but they're not realising kind of the care that a rabbit needs. Obviously, they need a lot of attention, they need lots of enrichment, they need lots of space. And I think people just think, oh, they're just a cuddly little rabbit that they can just get out as and when and just put it back, when they're finished.
Yeah, I grew up with a rabbit, and it was lovely rabbit, and it was far more sociable, and needed far more attention and stimulation than I think people expect. Is that right in your experience, girls?
Yes, definitely. Like, people don't realise how much care they actually need.
And I suppose a lot of people are going back to work now, so a lot of people are like, we haven't got time for this, really. How have you guys coped with the influx of rabbits? How have you coped?
Yeah, well, we've been quite a good team, and, we've been helping each other, especially with the lady that runs the smalls, Rebecca Alba. She has done such a great job with, contacting all the people and finding these rabbits the best possible homes. People basically go on our website, they have a look and see what rabbit they're interested in, and then they can fill out an interest form and kind of fill out all, the stuff that they've got set up, and then we just base it off that and choose the best home.
Well, I was going to say, before we speak to Dr Scott, what should people do if they want to adopt a rabbit? Just go onto your website?
Yeah, absolutely. Just go on our website. You can see all of our available animals that are looking for their homes. And then all you have to do is just fill out an interest form. And obviously it's quite straightforward. Just fill out all your details. And then we look through all the forms and basically call the most suitable person. And then we invite you in.
Oh, nice. Well, listen, best of luck. All our details are on our app. OK, good luck. Thank you, Rebecca's.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. We are joined now in the studio now by our vet, Dr Scott. Good to have you with us.
Hi, guys.
What's your take on this as to why it's been such a huge issue during lockdown?
Well, I think initially we saw a big rise in rabbits being rehomed in the first lockdown because people thought they were losing their jobs, their employment. So there was actually a lot of rescue animals across the board that were looking for homes. I think as we've moved into this year of lockdown, that with the kids being at home, a lot of parents did think, you know what, it is time for us to get a pet for the kids. And the kids have been nagging the parents over and over, and as we all know, that's pretty hard sometimes to ignore. And as the Rebeccas rightly said, a lot of people think that rabbits are an easy pet to look after. But small doesn't necessarily mean easy to look after. It's just in a smaller package. What I see as a vet and what I'm very concerned about is how easy it is to neglect a rabbit.
Yeah.
Because they start off being that bunny in the house, and the kids are loving them, maybe for 5 minutes, hopefully slightly longer. But they do have short attention spans. And then the parents start looking after them, and then the parents are going, yeah, they smell a little bit, so maybe we'll put them into the garden. And rabbits have a really high pain threshold. They don't complain. And if they're relegated to the garden and it's cold, then you don't go out there to see them. So I see them in the worst state you could imagine. I mean, recently, even by adults coming in, feces just stuck to their feet. A rabbit that had a hole in the side of its head because of dental issues, because of overgrown teeth. It is so easy to neglect a rabbit, and please don't underestimate what these beautiful creatures, very sensitive, intelligent creatures actually need.
Well, obviously, if we have a pet, we want to make them have a happy life. How can we make rabbits' lives happier?
Well, I think understand all their needs. I mean, as I said, they are very intelligent. They require a lot of stimulation.
And space? Do they need space
They
as well?
do, and more space than you imagine. Most of the pet stores that sell rabbit hutches, those rabbit hutches are really undervaluing, equipping the amount of space that these animals need. They need a huge amount more space than those hutches provide. And also the issues regarding their physiology. So they have teeth that grow their entire lives. So they need to be worn down. A lot of people think, oh, I give them rabbit pellets. Actually, they need to eat, by and large, hay. And they need to have hay, a volume about the size of their own body. So that's how much hay they need to eat every day. And it's just so important that we ensure that we know the requirements for these pets before we get them. And not go afterwards.
The thing about a rabbit is it's a
need.
great pet for a kid to have because you learn so much responsibility with a rabbit. Like I've got cats now, and cats kind of, you know, you've got to look after a cat, but cats are so, they like to clean themselves and stuff. With a rabbit, looking after a rabbit's hutch is a great thing for a kid to learn responsibility for. You know, fresh bedding, water, food, you know, and you muck out a rabbit, don't you? That's the thing. So they're a great pet for a young family to get.
But they're not easy. They're not easy at all. Maybe a lot of people think they're just easy pets, and they're not.
They're not. And also, there's a few things about them. Everyone that knows and loves rabbits knows they can be quite belligerent. They can be quite grumpy. They can be quite aggressive. I've been chased around a house by a house rabbit. It was so territorial. So, you know, they can be problematic. And also, you see, and they're cute and they're cuddly, and you think, oh, they must have a cuddle. They actually don't. They really don't like... They don't...
Some do. They get used to you, I think. I think they get used to it, and after a while, they're like those two rabbits there.
But it's very easy for them to get out of being given affection, and then they become more aggressive and more territorial, and then they're more reclusive, and then we're more likely to neglect them even more.
Oh, man. I miss my rabbit.
Do you?
Little Connie Dove, R.I.P. My dad named her Irish for little black rabbit, Connie Dove.